Good evening again and welcome to Oguta Roundtable. I'm Regina Hassan. It was a wonderful week speaking with Professor Anene last week, and we couldn't get to the end of the program, and it was so important that for the first time we had to bring a guest back to back. And why was it important to bring back Professor Anene? We talked about some critical factors of development, and we then dived into agriculture. And while discussing with Professor Anene, something very important was raised, the question, and how can you make agriculture or an agricultural practice profitable? And Prof categorically said something. He said, except you scale your farming process, it can never be a business. It will not be considered a business venture, let alone a profitable business venture. And scaling an agricultural process is a multi-million naira project. And over the years, our ancestors have farmed small scale, medium scale, but never in a large scale manner like Prof described. And over the years, knowing Igbo people and Oguta people, cooperation has always been the order of the day. And it raised some critical question: is who will go for us? Who can stand for us? And how can we work together to scale up production in agriculture to become profitable? Today's program is very interactive, and we'll be opening the floor to our audience around the world on Facebook and on WhatsApp. So that means you can call in on our Facebook or WhatsApp call, and we'll bring you live into the studio to discuss this topic. We will also be allowed to ask direct questions to our guests, and let's see how we can move up production agriculturally in Oguta and, of course, Imo State and hence Nigeria. Some of the other questions raised was the unity of the OCDU and why we can't put OCDU together. But fortunately, I had the rare privilege of talking with the current executive chairman of Oguta local government and asked him some critical questions. While the discussions were not recorded because we did not ask for his permission to record, I can categorically discuss some of the points he raised, and he has assured us that we can come face to face and bring him live to the Oguta audience to answer for himself on some of the decisions. But one of the critical things he said was this: that the issue of the ban or embargo on elections of town union did not start today. It was based on some vital security challenges around Imo State and other aspects of the Oguta local government that has also led to the loss of lives and properties that necessitated that even while he was the caretaker chairman. He stressed the importance of town union and said that he will never be this plug that will block the progress of development, knowing how important the town unions are to the development of the Oguta local government and the various community in Oguta. While we were talking, he stressed that Oguta is not the only cause, one. Oguta Amechi is one out of the 27 communities that make up Oguta local government, and that he will never, and he said and stressed, never be the hindrance to development to Oguta Amaeshi. And he further begged that his doors are open to liaise and talk with anybody with progressive ideas on how to move Oguta forward at any level. He said this is that Oguta people have to come together and stop playing lip service or dancing to the gallery, but to focus on things that can bring and develop Oguta and its communities. So while we wait for your discussions, your questions and contribution, let's try to bring our guest today to. So remember that today's program is very, very interactive, and we are waiting on your calls from wherever you are and discussion to join in today's discussion. With you today, or like the other day. Please, can I do Oguta, Prof? All right, so last week, Prof, this is actually the first time we're bringing a guest back to back on the program, and this is because of the importance of our discussions from last week.
Yes, thanks.
So you raised some very key issues and concerns, and I thought, like I said in this program, Oguta Roundtable, we don't just say or discuss for the fun of it. We want to profile solution, discuss those things that people are afraid to talk about, all in a bit to find solutions, lasting solutions to the challenges of developing our Amaeshi, Imo State, and of course, at the end of the day, Nigeria forward. And two of the key things you mentioned, Lubu, OCDU uniting and coming together and developing, forming a formidable team. Nkozobu scaling up of agriculture. And NHI ife n'anya ifu n'obudi ife ofu onye ye emepu o ife dị mma ka agbakọta ọnụ ka eyi akụkọta aka mmea, because like you rightly said, that without scaling agriculture, the person cannot say he's doing a business, especially when it comes to commercial agriculture. Unshi okay, kani rutu oku no aka. In other communities and based on your experience, how do you think that we in Amaeshi Oguta can come together, considering that our forefathers were predominantly fishermen and farmers, and petty ones for that matter, because only Yashida was doing very, very large scale, mechanized agriculture in Oguta till date. But then there are facilities. Oguta have a manufacturing. One or two Oguta people have come together in time past and have done something great. In the recent memory, Bunde Light Up Oguta, that have put their resources and their minds together and are still doing things that are marveling Oguta. Ozo Bunde good friends. Ozo Kwadikiba Bunde Otuosisioma. And then the Oguta consigned us. Then the League of Oguta Professionals, Nando Buagu, na other Oguta separate communities have been doing things, tangible things. And she can join. Is there any way now Oguta can come together to assist or to encourage scaling up of agriculture?
Is there any room for it?
Anyway, suggestions based on best practices, if we go or other places that you think we can borrow and bring it home to Amaeshi, you have the floor.
Thank you for the question. League of Oguta Professionals, Oguta Consensus, and all those elitist groups Bia, no, the drone no she. If I will helicopter me, onye ni ba bolu da ya mara yi tin ko ni. Apo wo no apo no bujo o bia nko awon you put a blueprint on how to progress in agriculture. How can we produce food? I didn't give any event can be kasa. Nino ada wakasa, American Nino. Nino ada hopta, uno no yako ya hopta, ya buzo, ya iba buzo, chokta mshu. Una pani gani ya kaya albaiki, unike kani kaya mana ni pepe ani, meta ya koma. Ipeni kikuichi, ipeni kiko, ipeni kaiko, ipeni po Luland rice or rice. Ipeni ni kikocha, na kubino. So on the window of Kachamani, it put a gas there, or we said enough for all the Shika. Then every time I have Dama will name more name which was that in we are with or especially new to Waka, there are in the airport. The ship new, and then those professionals, those intellectuals, those people out of Paris took more than that's what. Yamini Moana, Namagoshi, Namagoshi Namaka, Onga Owa, Ayoshi, Brogin. These are the monitor their production capacity. I buy it, one will grow. The problem, you issue program. It can do, I will tell you, agriculture. It concerns literally every facet of life in the winter. If you don't walk, now mark with a well to back. Before number why do you know she Guinea can eat for? So that is the kind of thing I expect we do. We do. Call the professionals, sit them down, let them give us a blueprint, a practical blueprint, a blueprint that has achievable goals with time frames. Yes.
Yes, Prof. Perfectly well. Now, while we are waiting for the blueprints, Kanijo, what are those processes that are involved in planning and execution of large-scale agriculture?
The processes involve just being willing to sit down and discuss. And when you sit down and discuss, you know, the change, go there. You have to make organic note, organic panaka, organic apadina. You can in apadina, then I'm the she make parana, Kayini King and again, ye feature. Those are basic processes. But meanwhile, you have to complete yourself. If you see she are very better, or if you're a poor woman. And then you can it doesn't require just science or atomic energy science to do. It's something we all can do. Or if I mean, if you didn't buy or machine and it's operating.
Another thing I'm sure you, Prof, which is Ujo, most people who want to go into agriculture, and then maybe a typical example. A friend of mine, after retire, he has never done any form of farming before. Amade Mozo brother-in-law Jije Gwaya Bido poultry. We were go ni nenu. Kwa gerent ya land. Kugide. Also for Kawaii need that poultry AC for the chickens. Make it their modern poultry. We'll use all the remaining money. Zoa beds. The guy Jeme pilgrimage in Israel, Nata before Nata. More than 80% of the beds died. So,
Number one.
Yes, sir.
Number one, he is not a professional. He probably did not hire a professional. Number two, he did not give it time. What to be organized that? Which organized that? Huh?
Ije kene chukwu na ọha mana. Yes, sir.
Man kwesịrị na ụmụ ọkpụkpụ nso ọ bụrụ na ọ ya chọrọ onye ama anya ya dobe ya ọnọdụ ụmụ akwụkwọ ọkpụkpụ nso na-eleba anya na-enye wipa chọrọ ma nri ma ọgwụ ndị ụmụ ya ji okwu ụmụ ọkpụkpụ o mepekepeke karịa nke bụ mmadụ ọgwụgwa dị enwe n'ọbụrụ ife amụchacha na agwụ so ihe ọwụwụ nso mara ife achọwụ nye wipa achọ ọnọdụ ya ya o je mere Israel.
O jere ikene chukwu na ọha mana or calculate channel profit sef o ye ngeta from it. Ma ndị ọ na promise charge ego from the profit.
No, I think that's where he made a mistake. But on a more serious note, at that scale, he didn't insure his birds. I'm not going for insurance. He can probably I'm coming back and no more for that much as ever. People now you complain to the insurance company. The offset part of offset, if not all, part of what he lost. And the loss will not be so big for him. I think, one thing you have to do is that, especially for a starter, only people business awful. Because you don't have a business and so. What we should do is that, because even nature of the home of war, over some no so. Ọ̀fúnká máa wọ̀ pẹ́kẹ́pẹ́kẹ́ ọ̀dúnmọ̀ mẹ́ṣẹ́ oníkà máa wọ̀ pẹ́kẹ́pẹ́ ọ̀chọ́rọ́fọ́ yẹn mẹ́ta ọwọ́ ọ̀pẹ́kẹ́pẹ́kẹ́ ló wà máa ìjọba agbègbè ìjọba níta nìjọ ọ̀hún àgbo ọ̀chọ́ nìyẹn o ọ̀hún ọ̀rìà ọ̀chọ́ ọ̀hún yẹn o bẹ́ẹ̀ ọlọ́dẹ ẹ̀dẹ̀ òwúrẹ̀ onye ẹ̀dẹ̀mẹ̀rẹ̀ so ìdègìdè ní ọmọ kúrò àmọ́ nápẹ̀ ìjọba onye ọ̀dẹ̀dọ̀kọ̀ amadị anya ẹ̀ ẹ̀fúnà. But some businesses and most businesses you stay around, hang around until you stabilize. When you stabilize, you cannot do what you want to do. If you share, you cannot hand. You can use it. Only the issue why the shit you must reach it. No, how could you be my boy? You know, can you just to people?
Odu, igwa ife ọbụla agbasha ni investment ọ dị akụ onye jiri osisi chọọ chụpụ ibe.
Investment. Usually, why they say about for agriculture. Like I said, we cannot pull every investment, especially that time, every investment, people see no, not that investment in so never.
Udu, the question bụ ndị mmadụ bugharịji ya file ona yicha suit ụzọ niile kpọcha onyewo consultant tena nga ejichi amazia ịmana ashi na ndị mekanik ekweghị adịja ka mara ndị bụ ndị ara. So now how do you know who is a real consultant na ndị kill and go? Because this man ọkwa his in-law that he has gone to seminar na ọmụtachacha na ife ọbụla gbasha ni poultry. That in fact he is now a consultant. Their consultant here is to his in-law.
I don't know how it is, but all I know is that students of agriculture or practitioners of agriculture are everywhere. Everywhere. You don't need to go too far to get work. And if you go first didn't do enough search to pull him is an expert. All the no one all the real suitcase or the suit, or to practice for Africa in for over my power will you with the back. I don't do that. I'm going to see you. One you must have what she did. Or the Johnny Cornell, she or this way call it. She didn't have any penny or wage for wash. You know, fortunately, like that. Said before is no rocket science. But then the basic element is that you have to the starting period is a very tempting period because you need to
Then from Ife poultry no and ibakwa into fish farming nke for catfish na bu ife buja maka ndị point and kill. People also
So the key and
go on, sir.
Like you said, in every industry, in every practice. If you want to gain person, you have to be careful, you have to be cautious, you have to take your time, being how your sign and ready. Before you now, or you come on, if you are married.
So is it right to say that before Onyobona scale any particular venture, at least let them try it and gain experience, or get somebody who has a valid, testable experience before scaling it?
You said it. You can start small. Start small. As you start small, you can do. You start with 100 birds or 50 birds. You graduate to 200. By the time you grow 50 birds, you will have acquired enough experience that will make you launch into 200 birds. You start small. You build your experience. You build your capacity.
And then only another thing Lolo Idu mentioned on this program, and that was she was referring to Ndechorime retirement. She thought that the best time to start preparing for your retirement is before you retire. That Obodi Ija, before you have never done business before, you probably not have any practical experience. He retire, Iburego Ijemepa business without having studied through a business, and that she was recommended that they should, while even still working, people can start doing or practicing what they intend to do on a large scale. Because Obona, this my brother Mkumaka, had even started a small poultry in his house while he was, before he retired and Jemaburu mass production. He would have made his mistakes with fewer bets, learnt the lessons, and now plan how to expand the lessons. All the konye na madi engage in Eshi jollof rice for 2 people. Jemaburu party jollof rice Oshima.
How can you are very correct? The law is very correct. Ana mujake enanka. You start small. You said it all. Law is correct. You are correct. Ana money ake enanka. You don't mean one. You
So this thing now, Boo, another thing from your suggestion, Boo, can it try those who already are doing it in a small scale and doing it well, then find ways to encourage them or support them to scale it up?
Exactly. Those who are starting on a small scale can be encouraged to scale it up.
Okay, that reminds me.
You already have some practical experience.
Yeah. Now that reminds me of what our sister did recently. One of our sisters did recently. She took 10 young people in Oguta and empowered them based on the criteria of their current progress in their businesses, and now gave them, after interviewing them and taking them through series of trainings, she now provided them with grants for 10 individuals in Oguta who are currently doing something or at the verge of doing something based on their efforts, to help them move to the next level of their business. And a lot of people now saying, why were they not part of it? And the criteria was very simple. She was looking for people who have already made vivid efforts, knowing that if they have tried this much without support, any more support, they can now do much better. So this is a good time too, Maka, Umak Uguta, and all other Uguta people who are listening and watching this program. It's good to make an effort. Are you good in agriculture? Before you get all the big money, make a visible effort that people can see. Because connection to even raise the money to scale up a lot of projects, but it's to find those who can credibly put the money, if they are given, to what they are given and produce tangible results using modern best practices. So, Prof.
Yeah, Hassan, you are very correct. You are very correct. Basic skills. As basic skills, you have to practice something. You have to hold on to something before you're talking about scaling up.
Yeah.
If you don't have anything, you can't scale up.
That,
if you don't have anything, you can't scale up.
It's like 0 times 1,000 is 0.
Hello?
And like 0 times 1,000 is still 0.
Exactly.
Okay, so now where do you think Onyecha Udu, Onye Nege program now do she okay? I want to take you by your words, Prof. How can I start? The areas, maybe vegetable farming, this thing, root crop farming, mobu fishery, mobu poultry, any of this. If anybody is interested, where will you recommend they find assistance to start this up? And today, if you're also watching this program and you have capacity to help people in setting up this, please feel free to drop your contact under this video so that and tell us what you can do and how you can assist. Even if you can take people on internship, please do. And then there's also a farm that we will be covering tomorrow, and they're doing a great job in fishing and poultry. Those are some of the places I'm sure people can get takeoffs and support, and we'll interview them on how they can encourage more people to go into fish farming. Because like Prof mentioned last week, which was the reason that there's a level of farming you will do that cannot be profitable. That means that to get good profit, you need to scale up and sometimes even include what is called integrated farming, where waste product from one farm will become input to another farm. Okufunakwa, Prof.
Exactly.
Before Okukarija,
exactly.
my mouth.
Exactly.
So, Prof, so how can you recommend for people who want to start up? And are they free to also get in touch with you? Can we share your contact with them?
Why not? The problem many of our youth have is that they believe in this entitlement syndrome. They are caught up with entitlement syndrome. You ask for my contact, yes, you can give them. But my fear now is that if you give them, they see on the road they ask for 10 naira. They see on the road they ask for 1,000 naira. They see you every day. They want to. You are entitled to give them money. You know, they started talking business. Don't started talking about giving them.
No, he many were Peter and Paul. Silver, I mean many were Peter and Paul. He actually were silver and gold have I known, but as I have, I give unto you. Come and take knowledge and go to the farm.
The part of the basic problem we have, let me tell you, brother.
Yes, sir.
Our youth have to change their orientation. They have to change their orientation. Nobody wants to start small. Nobody wants to start small. You might see me I'm a V-boot or say a four-wheel. You didn't know I started with bicycle. You have not even started, but you want to start with four-wheel. It's not like that. If you tell somebody to start with 50 birds, you will tell him how much will 50 birds give him as his income. You probably 2,000 naira a month. He says no. He wants to start somewhere and earn 100,000 naira a month. Somebody started, that person who is 100,000 naira a month probably started 5 years ago.
Yes.
But he has not started, but he wants to hit 100,000 naira a month. It's not possible. Our youth have the ambition that too difficult to attain. They don't believe that there is a period of tutelage. They don't believe that you start small to go big. That's the problem.
And Bible should do not despise the days of little beginning.
Exactly.
And then there's also this grace in starting small, because you make your mistakes and the consequences are smaller, and you learn your lessons for larger things. Some mistake here with 5 bed. Open email with 100 beds. The man I have done in Baru.
You think here with 5 boys, you can overcome it.
Yes.
But if you have 1,000 beds, if you have 1,000 beds and you make that mistake, then I have any sheep or sheep or So there is bigger capacity. When you start small, you build capacity. And you are happier. You see yourself growing. You guys didn't grow within a period of 5 years. That none of them are interested in staying 5 years. They just want you to.
And before you know, 5 years, no, they think it is far. Big 1, 2, 3, 4. Before you know, 5 years, you know, have come and gone, and they will still be nowhere.
Exactly.
So now, Prof, so where are all the other places where people can get results? Before now, we used to have the agricultural development programs, ADP, of state ADPs and federal ADPs, and some of those agricultural extensions. Do those things still exist in this country, Bikun?
They do exist. There are ADP with the extension agents that still existed. And they hear them how they function and their efficiency level is what I cannot attest to you. But there is ADP is still working. They're still working. They're still in existence. ADP is still in existence.
So please, Prof, under this system, we're still going to get a lot of resources from you, and we'll do well to put them out there so that somebody who is watching this program and thinks that it resonates with some of the call we're making on this program. Because there's something in our one Dibo, and that's if on the one Amadi. They said if something happened to you once, if somebody cheats you once, shame on the person. But if the person cheats you twice, shame on you. Watching a watch or happen Nigeria, watch or happen Nigeria. How many percent of Miweri Tata be from the other parts of Nigeria? One Judy question now. And then you're done that and lying fallow. Nobody is cultivating in a large scale. Nke buja uguta. Mmiri uguta buja nde ugu bundi buja azona uguta. Nereshija umangani uguta. And anyway, they are not even thinking of conservation for tomorrow, long-term plan. Kewobu immediate gain because they are not sure of being there tomorrow. They are not in Abuja and Dengeja Miri abandoning it. Dengeja farm abandoning it. Nejeja Nasa Abuja Ndozo. And now, before now, actually, the farmers were poor people. But to do, Abuja big men. Because that's why if the cost of 1 tuber of yam, so it's now feeding is one of, in fact, some people's 80% of their income go on feeding. So, Prof, like I said, we will not keep you today. We're very glad that we were able to bring you back. But before we let you go, I'm going to ask you to just say a few words, parting words to our people.
There's hope in the country. If I met a dimma, Mamma, before I dimma, back in a Zoom, calm down and look inward. Ask your brother, ask your sister, what can I do? What can we do? Put our resources together and know where to plow it into. There's need for us to consult specialists in the areas of need, not only in agriculture. We need to sit down as a community and explore the specialists in various parts of community development. When you bring these experts together, they will be able to give you achievable solutions. They are why you see within a short time, and even the small resources. One the fact to make it. We start Abuja. I you grow on the position slowly.
Mbona, Prof. And as usual, it's wonderful and exciting to have you on the program, Mbona.
Yeah, thank you.
So, Ndebani Una direct from the mouth of Prof. We're going to share a lot of resources on this program, and if you have anything to contribute, please do get in touch with us or put your comments down on this program. Let's feed the nation. Let's feed ourselves first. Can it be done? Feed it. Then feed the rest of the Imo State and feed Nigeria. Then create enough food that we can even export to the rest of the world. Thanks again for joining us. On behalf of my producer, Evangelist Henry Okorore, our sponsors, Dr. Felix Okwosha and my auntie May Wabiani, and the rest of the crew in Oguta, Owerri, and Port Harcourt, and the UK and the US, the One Radio Oguta network, we say a very big thank you. We also want you to remember to watch this space as we bring you live the celebration end of year party of Oguta UK and Ireland Association. And we also call on you, all other Oguta associations, to discuss with us, and let's bring you live as you enjoy and do your meetings and activities, so that we can surely unite in all things to bring Oguta together, because this is one radio, one Oguta, and we are always there for you. Thank you and God bless you. And we want to say a very special thank you to all those who had activities and events this week in Oguta. And starting from next week, our program, Oguta Timeline, will go live. So we'll be bringing you all the activities and events happening in and around Oguta. Thank you once again and God bless you.